Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're all excellent. On today's installment of 5-Minute Tones, I want to show you guys how to sound exactly like the guitar player from Ragdoll on their new single, Follow the Leader. Sounds like this. This is a perfect candidate for a 5-Minute Tones video because I think it sounds fantastic in the track. That has a lot to do with the other guys in the band playing their butts off and to Troy Nababand's excellent production and mix. But it also took us like 5 minutes to dial this sound in the studio. We did it on the front panel at the time, but I'm going to show you guys in Axe Edit. It's just a little bit easier for me to show you what's going on. So the main ingredients are my PRS SC245. In drop C, I'm using Elixir 10 to 52s, and these are the stock pickups. Then, very simple in the Axe Effects, we have the Euro Uber model at the stock settings at the moment, and then I've got an impulse that I shot of the main cab we use to record in the studio. It's a Marshall 1960B with vintage 30s, and I think the mic combination was a Shure SM57, a Royer 121, and a Sennheiser MD421, and there's no cuts or anything. I just left the cab block stock and loaded that IR in. This is what the Euro Uber sounds like at stock settings. So what we did was twiddle some knobs on the front panel. The first thing I did was bring the drive down a little bit and pump the mid-range like right up on this. I think I also brought the presence down to about 4. Just doing that, you get this. And then there was a bit of a treble boost and a bit of a bass boost on there as well. So getting close, the next thing we did was to tighten everything up a bit, add the T808 input boost right there. Okay, now here was a little trick. We started tracking with that and it sounded pretty good, but we wanted to introduce a little bit of a cooler character in there. At the moment, it was just a little bit fizzy. The mids were cool, but they weren't quite feeling the way I liked it. So the solution we came up with was to add another amp and another cab. So I'll put another amp model in here. We're going to use the Atomica High. Well, there you go. We'll just leave it at the stock settings and we'll add a greenback cab. I'm going to use my Marshall TV mix that I've shared on AxeChange. Both of these impulses you can go and grab off AxeChange. Again, I didn't use any cuts or anything like that. I just basically loaded it up. As you can see there, we'll connect the grid. But what I did do was bring the level on the Atomica right down. So we'll start it down here and I'll just play a little bit and we just turn the level up until we got the mid-range character that we liked out of that amp. In fact, I think I might have even turned the mids on the Atomica up a little bit or something like that. But nevertheless, this is kind of like a mini tutorial on subtly blending amps together in there. You can hear the difference if I mute that amp block. And that's it. That's how we got the sound. There was obviously some post EQ used in the DAW. Essentially, a little bit of parametric EQ. And I have my favorite settings saved in my blocks library. So guitar EQ, cutting the low end at about 100 Hertz and the high end at about 9K, and then making these little surgical incisions right here to pull out some harsh frequencies. It gives us this. basically making some space for the bass and some space for the other instruments in there. And then there was probably, I didn't mix the song, Troy did, some multi-band compression in there just to kind of tame the chugs. Again, I have my favorite settings saved in here, and I have separate tutorials for how to do this parametric EQ and multi-band. I like to call it polishing. So that's probably a little bit closer to what it actually sounds like in the track. Again, we did that in post-production. However, my end of the bargain was supplying the guitar tones, and that was so easy to do with the Axe FX3. Again, adding that second amp block in there, for me, it was mostly like a feel thing and just a way to kind of get a slightly unique character that you couldn't get out of either amp block on its own. But if you were somebody who just wanted to use one amp block, or you're using the new Fractal FM3, try those settings on the Euro Uber, because it's such a great sounding amp, like a cross between a rectifier and a Marshall. And the guitars are doubled on the recording as well. They're actually quad-tracked at the end of it. So if you want to go and have a listen to it, it's out now everywhere. You can cop the guitar tones if that's something that you want to do. And otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.